Hi, y'all. Welcome back to Crystal Vision Therapy. Of course, I'm your host, Disha. Um, Today, y'all, we are gonna get into Love is Blind. It's back, it's better, right? I thought the last seasons has been just nothing to phone home about. This one has looked like they tried a little bit, looked like they got back to some of their roots from season one, and here we are. Um, I love these shows. I love to see how people interact. I think dating is such a heavy topic now. People are finding it harder to connect. People are finding it hard to define their ideal partner, and people really don't want to settle. So what that leaves is a lot of single people trying to figure it out, and then leads to these amazing shows like this, where we get to really see these personalities in action, right, and talk about them. So let's go through first impressions, y'all. So first impressions was the people that captured my heart, and typically the people that captures everyone's heart are the people that's most vulnerable, right? That's like, yo, this is who the F I am. Hate it or love it. This is what I've been through. This is my story, and I'm still here. At first, y'all don't judge me. It was Tiffany, which you can see Tiffany looks like she's the darling of the show, right? Micah, don't judge that one. This is off episode 1 to 2. We'll get into her. Barrett and Kwani, and also Zach. I just felt like they were just, like, this is who I am. I love that Zach is a little bit nerdy. I think that it's so important for that to be represented, for that side to be represented, that he's an option that is attractive, right? He was attracting women. They wanted to be with him. Because that's a common, misconception too. The people that were squeamish are people who like just felt like they were too cool for school. Like Billy, yeah, you're a little like, he didn't get far, which we kind of knew. But that's what it is. And I think that the reason why I think a lot of them were able to connect in the positive is because beautiful connections are made when you're vulnerable. Vulnerability needs to be the word of the next 10 years. I know we talk about other words, but that really needs to be a word that we understand and really get down when we want to form like really beautiful connections with people. They're also like dynamic personalities where, they're not really vulnerable, but they're just like people that's like in your face. So that's like the Jacquelines of the world, the Pauls of the world, who was a scientist, right? So these are the people that you're like, oh, like I like you because you seem a little bit different. You're spicy. You're gonna spice things up. So that was like my first, like, these are the people I'm watching and these are the people I'm paying attention to. So the couples that I thought were going to get together, I thought it was going to be Paul and Amber, which he chose Micah. I thought it was going to be Zach and Bliss, but he chose Irina. Um, and I thought Brett and Tiffany for sure, and I thought Marshall and Jacqueline, right? Those two actually did make it. Um, Kwame and Chelsea, that was an interesting one for me. I didn't know who Kwame was gonna really choose. I thought he was gonna kind of end up with no one. But by and large, he ended up with Chelsea. So, and that's kind of where we are. Please, y'all, I should have said this before. I'm spoiling stuff, so please don't don't be here if you're not into the spoiling, like, or you haven't seen it. There was like a point where the men are talking about who they're going to choose, and they said, well, what happens when you're the villain in your own story, right? Because one of the guys, I believe was Paul, broke someone's heart, and he's like, well, what happens when you're the villain in your own story? And I was like, that is it. That's good. That is good. Because we are oftentimes the villain in our own story. So these what the F moments where I was like, yo, what's actually going on here? Like what's really that what are we doing? We gotta talk about Micah. Micah is there's always someone, or if there's always a type of personality that really thrives off of attention, whether she wants to be with the person or not. She wants to be the most desirable person in the room. Typically comes from probably low self-esteem, maybe not always being desired. and that pressure, right? So Micah reminds me of this type of personality where it's like, I don't think she really liked anyone, right? But I think it was, I want to be chosen. I want to be picked. I want to go through this experience. And I want to be desired. I want you to want me, even though I might not want you. It was really weird how, she asked Paul about Amber, right? Like, oh, do you like her? Like, what's going on? And then how, she just wanted him to break her heart already and get over, get through it. And she was a mean girl. Like that seems to be her stick. I know we have some more episodes to go. But she's pretty mean, and then she teamed with Irina, which also seems like an equally as mean girl. And they actually seem like they deserve each other at this point, right? So she's someone who I'm realizing I'm like, this might be a game for you. This may be something, this may be attention, this may be you want the attention of the viewers, you want the attention of the men, you just want attention. So Micah gave me like most of the what the F moments came from her, really, these first few episodes. Kwame proposing to Micah was strange because, it was very premature and, you could see his connection with Chelsea was a little bit more pure. So that was a little strange. Micah being upset that he connected with Chelsea, even though she didn't want him. Really strange things going on, y'all. Micah being happy she won. Irina, when she saw Zach, that was a what the F moment. You could tell she had one nothing to do, but she let him propose, she let him do all of that just to go to Mexico. And I think that she's interesting as well, and it's interesting that they paired up together, right? Micah and Irina, they seem to be similar. They seem to be suffering from a similar personality, and I do say suffering because it was. I feel like this is suffering, right? Besides Micah, another person that I was like, what's happening here? Irina, you kind of saw that I'm outcoming Kwame. So I want to really talk. Let's talk about Kwame, y'all, because his first choice was Micah. He didn't get his first choice, and I'm always wary on these shows when they default to another choice because they almost can't seem to let go of the fact they didn't get their first choice, even if that first choice clearly is just not a good person, right? Not good for them. And I believe 100% that the universe protects you from things. And sometimes things fall apart so things can fall together. And sometimes your second choice should have been your first choice. And it's better than you could have even imagined. And here Chelsea is, she's committed to him. She's devoted to him, makes him feel things, just reassures him that he is the person that she wants to be with. And he is pining secretly, or not so secretly, because for Micah. And Micah did none of those things. She didn't prize security. She broke your heart. In the sense that she was rejection. She chose someone else. And you have to understand that, like, sometimes it's not meant for you, right? And what you have is so much better. But I don't even think he can see that. And I feel like he may allow that feeling of, oh, I want my first choice, right? So I started to look at it like something may have happened to him where he never quite feels like he's first. Y'all have to heal, because these are the decisions we're making because we're not healed. We got to heal. We got to heal. And so we will see how the rest of this plays out for Kwame. I'm very concerned. I think Chelsea is dope. Personality, I think she's in it for the right reason. I think Kwame is stuck on the fact that Micah chose someone else and can't really let go. And I really hope he's respectful and doesn't string Chelsea along. So he's a spotlight. Another spotlight we got to talk about is Zach. So Zach actually tugged at my heartstrings because of his mother, and being in the adult entertainment industry and being treated less than, right? So that was his thing, being treated less than, because of how his mother put food on the table for him. He she's the reason he's living. So it's important to him to have someone that doesn't judge. And I think that's dope and that's amazing. What wasn't dope and amazing was his choice, right? So Bliss, who I thought was really sweet, she bakes cupcakes, what seemed to be very in there, was so empathetic towards everything that he had to tell her. But he chose Irina. And the reason that he chose Irina, is he said, "Oh, I told you, a joke in the beginning, and about being like homeless, I believe it was, or something like that, or unemployed, and you know you didn't react. Y'all gotta heal. Y'all gotta heal. That can't be it. That can't be it. Someone else is showing you interest. I'm here with you. I'm crying with you. I'm baking cupcakes with you. And you chose somebody based on the trauma that you've experienced because you wanted someone to look at you, to accept you when you have nothing. When all Irina was doing was she was like, well, that doesn't mean he must be joking because you wouldn't be here if you were homeless or if you didn't have a job. That wouldn't be possible. So she went with the flow. But you held on to that because of trauma. You're like, oh wow, she accepted this. And she just wasn't a good match. She wasn't in there for you. She wouldn't even kiss you. She didn't even entertain this situation. And you made the wrong choice. So those to me are the two. We had to highlight those two people most of all. I am enjoying so far. I know we have a few to go, and then I know I want to do in the next video, like we're gonna break down couple by couple by couple, but wanted to give you first impressions and to remind y'all that y'all gotta heal. That's really it. That's really, you know what? That's really why I came on today. That was really it. Y'all have to heal before you get into these relationships and before you make choices. Because Zach, he's all the way caught up. Everybody's caught up. But no, seriously, I'm looking forward to the next season. I will recap that. I will recap couple by couple, and we'll have a little bit more fun and see if we can draw parallels. Like, comment, subscribe. What did you think about the first few episodes? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let's really get into it. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.